talking last time yesterday about homeschooling and you know being creative about how we homeschool our kids, making it less stressful and more fun, more conducive to learning, and how to be flexible but still make sure our kids are getting what they need. So we were talking about that, our goals for homeschool, figuring those out, what we wanted to accomplish, the overall goal of it, and we thought about that a little bit. So I was thinking, we just went on vacation. We took all of our 4 kids to Tennessee this past week, and so I thought this might be a good time to touch on that because when we go on trips, when we go on vacation, we take time off from school, and we have started summer break now. Most schools have started summer break, and in fact, because of the all the stuff going on, the craziness in the world, school didn't go back into session normally. So I was still homeschooling the 4 kids, and once the 2 that were in public schools finished their the work that was assigned to them, they were done. So they were done a little early, and then the 2 that homeschool, it was just a matter of when they finished their assignments that they had for the year based on the curriculum and the books that we were using when they were finished with those. So we're still technically doing some school, but anytime we're in school and we're going to go on vacation, I normally just incorporate that rather than counting it as days missed. Most of the time, or maybe not most, but a lot of the days that we're on vacations can normally be used as school days, and they're fun school days, right? So that's always good. But we did this last year or in December when we went to Disney as well. So I thought it might be fun to just touch on how I incorporate that in case it can be helpful to some of you out there. Kids love to take pictures, right? And they always want to have their phones in their hands these days. So I take advantage of that and encourage them to take pictures. I'll even remind them of educational things, that take a picture of this, and give them some information about it. Even a lot of times there will be, like for example in Tennessee, you go to museums and different things like that, and they will have historical information there that you can read or make sure they read, that you can take pictures of. We took pictures of the mountains and different things as well. So then after the trip, and this is really good for the repeated learning thing too, because we form a brain cell when we first get new information, and then every time we revisit that information to learn something new about it, or to recall it, and discuss it, we actually add to that brain cell, and over time, over so many days, that helps to solidify and grow that brain cell so that so that we don't forget it, and it becomes it goes into our long-term memory. So it's great for learning, but that's just a little neuroscience stuff in there. That neuroscience is something that I kind of love, so probably going to be incorporating little bits of that here and there. But so what we do is after the trip, when we get back, have them show you the pictures that they took, and see what they can remember from the things that you talked about, or what the sign said. Like we went horseback riding in the mountains, and they had signs that said, that gave different information about the Smoky Mountains, when they were founded, and who contributed, and different historical facts along the way about the mountain trails that we were on. And so those were good things to take pictures of, and then or discuss. We couldn't have cameras when we were horseback riding, but it was something that I could point out to them and ask them if they saw, and which ones they saw, and what they remembered from it. So there's different ways you can incorporate that. But just ask to show, and that it's also good to relive fun memories, right? So just going after the trip, going back and just remembering the fun that you had and the things that you learned can be really cool also. But that's one of the things that we do. And then another thing that I've done is have them write me, 1-page reports about some of the things that they learned on the trip. Again, that can help solidify that memory for them, the things that they learned, and it's a fun way to recall it also. And then, it also helps with writing skills and reading skills, especially if you have them read it aloud to you. But you can do that with field trips as well, like we've done that in the past with homeschooling the girls. I remember going to children's museums and different things like that where I would have them take pictures, make notes. I remember having them carrying around a little notebook before on one of the trips, and then just go back and talk about that information and revisit it, and then put those things in notebooks. I remember in children's museums and things like that, keeping like where they had learned to write hieroglyphics and adding that to their school notebook and different things like that. And then now with the internet, you can always have them expand on that. A day later, a couple days later, a week later, have them go back and pick out something from what they wrote or what they took pictures of, and then have them do a search, just put in a search engine and search for more facts or information on that. And that's also a great way to add to their learning and in a fun way, and remembering their trips along the way. So again, I'd always love to hear from you guys. If there's anything that you've done to incorporate homeschooling, maybe into your vacations or other fun ways that you found to do it, leave me a comment below. Let me know about that. I'd love to hear about it. Especially those of you who, like me, are homeschooling with some strong-willed children. Things that, because we got to keep them entertained, right? Like the more involved they are, the more hands-on they are, the more fun they're having, the easier they are. So if you have a strong-willed child too, you know what I'm talking about. So any tips that you found along the way, like I said, leave them in the comments for me. Maybe they can help somebody else also. And if you want to subscribe to get some cool free stuff that that I'm not advertising, that nobody else knows about, you can I think there's a button above where you can click on to get some freebies that aren't advertised to the public, some stuff that I've been working on along the way. So and with that, I will see you tomorrow.